Genesis chapter 22. And it came to pass after these things that God did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham. And he said, Behold, here I am. And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. And Abraham rose up early in the morning, and saddled his ass, and took two of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up, and went unto the place of which God had told him. Then on the third day Abraham lifted up his eyes, and saw the place afar off. And Abraham said unto his young men, Abide here with the ass, and I and the lad will go yonder, and worship, and come again to you. And Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering, and laid it upon Isaac his son, and took the fire in his hand and a knife, and they went both of them together. And Isaac spake unto Abraham his father, and said, My father? And he said, Here am I, my son. And he said, Behold, the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for the burnt offering? And Abraham said, My son, God will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering. So they went both of them together. And they came to the place which God had told him of, and Abraham built an altar there, and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood. And Abraham stretched forth his hand, and took the knife to slay his son. And the angel of the Lord called unto him out of heaven, and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, Here am I. And he said, Lay not thine hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest God, seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, from me. And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behind him a ram caught in a thicket by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram, and offered him up for a burnt offering in the stead of his son. And Abraham called the name of that place Jehovah-Jireh, as it is said to this day, In the mount of the Lord it shall be seen. And the angel of the Lord called unto Abraham out of heaven the second time, and said, By myself have I sworn, said the Lord, for because thou hast done this thing, and hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, that in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed, as the stars of the heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore. And thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. So Abraham returned unto his young men, and they rose up and went together to Beersheba, and Abraham dwelt at Beersheba. And it came to pass after these things, that it was told Abraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, she hath also borne children unto thy brother Nahor. Huz his firstborn, Buz his brother, and Kemuel the father of Aram, and Chesed, and Hazo, and Pildash, and Gilaph, and Bethuel, and Bethuel begat Rebekah. These 8 Milcah did bear to Nahor, Abraham's brother, and his concubine, whose name was Reumah. She bare also Taba, and Gaham, and Thahash, and Maacah. All right, so that is the end of chapter 22. Quick overview. And what is your name? Let me see real quick what your name is. So that way, you know, this is just for you. Well, not just for you, but your request has been heard. Pulkesh F5I. This is for you, babe. Okay? And I'll make sure to snip it and make it shorter as well. So that way it's not so long, okay? You can catch all the juicy bits, okay? But yeah. So, a quick overview of this one. This one was really, really good. This one is taking us back to the beginning of Genesis, a few chapters back. When we were introduced to Abraham, God told him to leave. Let's go ahead and go back to Genesis 12. So y'all remember in Abraham's call, the Lord said unto Abraham, Get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house and into a land that I will show thee, and I will make thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and I will make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curseth thee. And in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. And what had happened? Immediately. So Abraham departed as the Lord had spoken unto him. Okay? So this one is basically coming back to that, God had already told him, as much as I had attitude about Abraham and his wife Sarah, like y'all know I was a little, we're just gonna move on past that. But what I love about Abraham, reading this chapter is, y'all, when God told him to go kill his son, he said, okay. He ain't saying nothing. He immediately got up. That's why God like Abraham. He wasn't one for the talking. It was straight action. Straight action. So he got up, done saddled up some asses, done brought some young men with him, some wood. Y'all, where God told him to go, he had to travel for 3 days. He had to travel for 3 days to get there to kill his son. I'm just saying, like, not to kill his son. Let me say it right, because man, okay, he already knew the promises, right? He remembered the promises, and for him, I'm thinking Abraham was probably just. I'm thinking about me and thinking about hearing something like that, but then it's just like I said, why would you be concerned when you already got the promises from God? Like, it's not like this isn't something that you haven't heard before. So when you hear a new command and it's something it sounds outlandish. This sounds very outlandish. To hear that and still follow and trust God and go to that place, he went there. Despite what he had heard, he went there and was willing. I'm not even gonna say willing. I'm not gonna say he was willing because we're just gonna say willing. We're gonna say willing. We're gonna say willing. That's what we're gonna say. We're gonna say willing because y'all, I'm trying to get the words out for you. It's amazing. It's amazing. Let's listen. I just read to you the promise. So it's like for him to get up and travel 3 days knowing that he was given that command, but then also remembering the promise that God had already gave him. It's just like, I guess I'm wondering, why did he still travel there? But he better than me, man. I'm gonna give it to him. I'm humble myself. I'm gonna humble myself. He better than me because he still went there. He knew it was God. He knew that it was God. And he went. He went. Clock it. I love that. Thank you, Abraham. Thank you. Okay? Um, so I went over there and y'all, I think what I really enjoy as well is when he left the men that he brought with him, his servants, to watch over the stuff that they came with. Y'all, he just said, "Y'all, we're gonna go worship. We're gonna come right back." That was cute. But I like that. It was the faith for me. That's probably why he's called the father of faith. Because his response it was perfect. And God literally said he wanted you to come to him perfect. And he did just that. That was beautiful. Beautiful. Um, so yeah, they go up there. He done already acknowledged, listen, God, listen, he told the servants, we're gonna be right back. We're gonna go worship God and then we're gonna come back. His son asked the question now. He say, son, God gonna provide for us. Just know, okay? We're gonna be good. Get up there, his son is strapped down to the altar as a sacrifice. And don't die. Don't die. Instead, God say, listen here, it's a ram over there. Or the angel say, listen, it's a ram right over there. Go ahead, just get that one. You ain't even gotta go catch it. You ain't gotta set up no traps. You ain't gotta do none of that. It's right there. Its horns are stuck in that right there. You see that bush over there? Can't really come on up out of there. That's a lot of bushes right there. It ain't going nowhere. It's more than just, leaves and stuff. It's got branches in there and stuff. Go ahead and get that thing, Watch out for the back leg. Don't let that thing kick you. But his head down, his horns are stuck. You can go up there, slit his throat real quick, period. And then, what I'm saying, offer that up to me. Yeah. Okay. So that was an easy one. Then, um, um, in verse 14, it says, And Abraham called the name of the place Jehovah Jireh, as it is said to this day, the mount of the Lord, it shall be seen. And then for the translation, Jehovah Jireh, it means the Lord will provide or see. And for when it says the Lord, in the mount of the Lord, it shall be seen, it can also be translated to it shall be provided. So I really like that. And also, let's go on to verse 16. Is it verse 16 I want to? No, verse 18. Okay, so verse 18, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. Remember, that's how their relationship got started. God was able to trust Abraham because every time that Abraham heard God's voice, Abraham moved on what it was that God said. So clock it. That's basically it for the overview. We're gonna clearly learn more about Nahor soon come. That side of Abraham's family. I hope so. We're gonna keep reading through and see what we find out. Yeah. Okay. So that is it for chapter 22. And what was your name again? F51, Pilkesh. What Pulkish F5I? Yes. Okay. Um, I got you. I'm just gonna do a quick one on yeah. I'm gonna cut this real quick. Cut this real quick. You'll see it up there, man. You'll see it.